He said that in an environment fraught with possible economic peril. The courage and leadership displayed is off the charts.
It's a really bizarre international story, and a lot of us are, don't know what to make of it, but I'm not going to comment further than that.
All right, very interesting commentary there. Steve Kerr normally has a comment about everything. Two prominent NBA coaches now in the fallout from the tweet-induced controversy with China. The NBA commissioner doing damage control today in Shanghai. Marion Smith, executive director for the Victims of Communism. Marion, how you doing? Good morning to you. What is your feeling on this as of today, as to how the NBA has reacted?
Well, obviously, Adam Silver is in China doing damage control. He's walking a tightrope, but that's because the NBA has, for a long time now, taken certain marching orders from Beijing and tried to please the Chinese Communist Party. When you had Daryl Morey voice his support for the protest in Hong Kong, and then the leadership of the NBA come down on him, pressure him to issue an apology and delete his tweet, that shows you how far the NBA will go under Adam Silver to please Beijing. It took him 2 days, Silver, to issue a statement standing for free speech, but that was after Beijing had already canceled NBA games on television networks. He
came out and talked about freedom of expression, which he really has to do. I mean, in a league, when you think about LeBron James, and I mentioned Steve Kerr and Mark Cuban, as players and as coaches and as owners, they've got something to say on everything political and social in America today. Did you see Jason Whitlock from Fox Sports? He was on with Tucker last night, made some very interesting points. Here's just one of them. Watch here.
We can't let our corporations, our country being totally driven by China because it's driving our culture. We're apologizing to a communist government, and then we have athletes here and coaches like Steve Kerr and Greg Popovich that rail against our government. We're the bad guys in the minds of these NBA players and coaches.
So you can comment on that. He went on to talk about how much money players in the NBA make in China. The sneaker deals through Nike, the off-season travel and appearances that a lot of players make in China and make money when they do it. Go ahead.
Absolutely. The Chinese economy and American business interests are very much intertwined. And unfortunately, it has been American tech companies, business leaders, entertainment and sports business leaders who have basically ushered in a certain kind of censorship state in the United States of America. We saw a year or so ago a Marriott employee tweet out a statement simply recognizing that Hong Kong and Taiwan are not part of the People's Republic of China. And Marriott immediately fired that employee after Beijing cut their internet off cut their websites off in China. So we see time and time again that American companies and business leaders are kowtowing to the power and the money that Beijing has, and it's going to fall to the American people and their elected representatives to stand up for our freedom, free speech, and free enterprise at the end of the day.
The Chinese have canceled this NBA Cares event, which is a big charity that the NBA runs. That's been canceled. They're not going to broadcast some of these preseason games. Some of the games in China will be played. It seems as if we just saw a video, by the way, of them taking down banners and posters from across the hotel in Shanghai. The point is, Chinese seem to be sticking up for themselves, Marion. And the NBA right now seems to be all over the place, unsure of its next move. And let's see what that is in time. Thank you for your time today. Marion Smith here in Washington, D.C. Thanks.